A lot of things and discussions are done about calmness. People say how to remain calm with any situations that are going on. My topic today is when to remain calm and when calmness needs to be abandoned. Now, it's a very simple question, but a complicated answer in reality. Because, anytime a situation arises for the physical standpoint where there's danger, there's also safety concerns. These are the areas where calmness, in a way, you can be calm, but the actions are much more faster and are required. For example, if there's an accident situation, if there's a situation where natural calamity is happening, for example, a fire in the house, or for example, hurricane, which is coming up, or you have a situation where recently we had all these situations about the COVID, and situations where you can get infection spread to you, etc. These are the areas where safety is at risk. And what happens at the body level, the mind level, is that this triggers the understanding of impending safety situation. In other words, survival. And this messages, when you get the messages like that from all the senses, goes directly to the midbrain and also hypothalamus and situations that we are very much concerned about. There's a trigger mechanism that goes in the mind and in the brain itself, which goes to the survival centers, which is down further in the medulla. And also there is multiple responses happening with triggering the fight, flight, or fright responses, mainly with the sympathetic system. And this really triggers the whole set of events in the body and the mind to say, get out of that situation. As soon as possible, flight is one of the biggest helper that we have. Getting away from the situation, getting away from the fire, getting away from the hurricane. For example, you start boarding up the homes. There's a huge wind and a lot of wind velocity is high. You got to protect yourself. You protect in a way that doesn't affect you or your belongings. Does not create a very difficult setup that can be difficult to handle at a later time. Same thing with fire. You have to create a fire protection, a fire wall. If we are able to create a fire wall, then the fire will not be consuming us. So that's the second example. The third example is also, a fight. For example, is emotional fight. That happens quite a bit with families or even the strangers or some situations in a social setting where a murderer is on a rampage or a shooter. These are the times when the body reactions as well as the mind reactions have to be quickly to get to a safety. The various ways of getting safety are important. And for that purpose itself, once the recognition is happening about a difficult situation, the body is also already responding to it. Body wants to run away, body has adrenaline going, corticosteroids, everything going. We cannot just stay calm and not do anything about it. We have to go with the body's responses because the body responses are such that they are responding to us being safe, us being surviving. So this is a situation where, thinking about being calm, etc. Technically, yes, but in reality, we do have to put an action which is much faster. And even though hurried actions are needed, these are in keeping with the body and the mind to be able to survive. So that's the one stage. Once the stage of survival, once the stage of impending disaster or impending annihilation, for example, you can be wiped out. if you're wiped out in the body, and you have bodily injury or mind injury or things like that, there's no question about calmness there. So the whole idea about the calmness comes in when a situation is first under control as far as the immediate emergency is concerned. As soon as the emergency is understood and say, okay, well, we're not in an emergency situation, we are a little bit on a controlled situation, now is the time we have to learn how to keep calm, how to switch from that sympathetic situation to in a situation where a little bit better conscious control of various environmental factors or body factors can happen. In a situation where we had to dress up in COVID, for example, we had to do the mask and we had to do so many things in order not to get exposure to this virus. So once you do that, after that, the question comes up as to how to remain calm, how to analyze the situation and use our best resources that the body has in order to go to the next level. And the next level is been described by everybody by how to sit in a quieter place, how to create the environment for yourself, how to do the breathing, and so on and so forth. So this distinction between when it's not good to remain calm is very essential to understand, and how to appropriately respond in that fashion.